Well, welcome back to the Synergy Podcast. I'm Thomas Causey and one of the owners of Synergy Electric. And today I have with us Travis Gallop, Nathan Christiansen, who are two of our leading foremen for the company. And today we're going to be discussing what it takes to become a journeyman electrician. So, are you a journeyman electrician, Travis?
Yes, I am.
Nice. There's a lot of misconceptions out there about what it takes to become a journeyman electrician. What's the process like? I mean, do you have to know electrical before you start?
No, no, most people don't. Haven't done any, which, like anything else, you don't necessarily know what you're doing before you start a job or start a career. But so I didn't know anything when I started. But, something that kind of interested me a little bit, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Most of us didn't have any idea. I didn't either. I bounced from trade to trade. I framed for a little while. I did excavation for a little while, and then I buried phone and gas lines for a little while, and then I found my way to the electrical trade just because of how far you could go in it and how many opportunities there were.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any electrical experience before you started?
Oh, no, not at all. Kind of, similar to you, bounced through a couple trades and, kind of found my way this way.
Found your way to the best trade.
I think so, yeah.
I think so too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Of course, the king of trades.
For sure.
That's right. There's a reason everybody makes fun of us. There's a reason. It's because we're the best and they know it and they hate it. So,
but we can take it.
Yeah, we can take it. That's what we're here for. So what did that process look like for you? What actually got you into the trades?
Well, actually, my brother, Nate, whatever you want to call him. But so just before I graduated high school, I worked for him. He had already, and I was between my junior and senior year, like kind of tired of working on the farm all the time. Like, I want to try something different because I knew I wasn't going to farm when I graduated. So I worked for him for that between my junior and senior year, and I liked it enough to continue. And then as soon as I graduated, I got right on it. Had one day off from graduation to my first day of work, and
look at you go.
Been grinding ever since.
Yeah, I have. You had a few less tattoos back then, though.
Yeah, a lot less.
Perfect. So in Idaho, you have to register with the state to be an electrical apprentice, which usually your employer will do that for you, but it's important that you register with the state to be an apprentice, and then you have to have 8,000 hours of field experience coupled with 4 years of schooling, whether that's in person, in the classroom, or online. Regardless, once you do that, then you can take your journeyman exam. Nate, what did the apprenticeship program look like for you?
There's lots of at first just tons of learning. It's crazy to experience how much there is to the electrical trade and how much there is to learn every single day. I remember about the first year I was with Apprentice under Travis, and
oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I'm sure he loved that year, I was just learning so much every day, and to get it all grasped, took at least until my year and a half, probably, really, to start understanding I
think one thing people don't understand is it's almost like your first year, it's almost like you're learning a new language because you end up with all this terminology. You have no idea what it is.
No, correct.
So he's like, hey, go to the trailer and grab Romex or grab an adjustable box or grab a single gang nail on. And you're like, I don't know what a gang nail on is, but I don't know why it's single, but let's go see if we can figure this out. So it takes you a while to learn the language. Once you learn the language, everything really starts to fall into place.
It does, yes.
The amount of times I went to the trailer looking for something that I had no idea what it was.
Yeah, we deal with a lot of tubing, a lot of EMT pipe and PVC conduit. So one of our favorite things is to send our apprentices to the trailers to look for fallopian tubes. So, it's a standard apprentice gag.
Left-handed skyhook.
Yep. Left-handed skyhook. Yeah. So you can see if you don't know the language, it's easy to throw in stuff that doesn't exist and send the apprentices
which is kind of fun too.
It is fun. It kind of helps with the culture. You're teasing,
just kind of getting to know each other, and that's what's always been nice is I don't want it to feel like everybody's just a coworker. You want to become friends to an extent, not expecting to like hang out with everybody after hours, but if you can be, enjoy who you're working with and joke around and tease each other and you get along, and it just makes work that much more enjoyable. Because sometimes it's just a crappy day, but if you enjoy who you're with, and because me and Nate, we worked together for a long time. He was my apprentice, and we had our days where we had it out with each other, but we'd come back the next day and everything was good, and we'd get back to work and joke and give each other crap and just move on with life.
Yeah.
But some of the best times, definitely some of the best years I had was with Nate, and I've had a bunch of apprentices, and some I liked and some I didn't, but it's just how it is. But working with him, we definitely had some good times. But
yeah, you grow together with those you struggle with, and work can sometimes be a struggle. I don't care what job you're doing. There's points of it that aren't fun, but if you're doing it with good people, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, all the time. Yep.
One thing that I hear, and I'd like to hear it from you guys, one thing I hear a lot from people that I'm interviewing, or even apprentices we've only had for a couple months, is they're like, I don't know if I can do this for the rest of my life, right? What would your answer be to that?
I think you can. At first there's some physicalness that is entailed, and as you keep going through your apprenticeship, and you end up not doing all of the hard labor every single day,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that lessens up a lot.
You mean you're not going to be in a crawl space or an attic your whole entire career?
If you do it right. if you do it right.
Yeah, after 3 or 4 years, you're still in the crawl space. You need some self-evaluation. You're not picking up on the skill set to
exactly.
To where we can trust you with those harder tasks.
Well, and that's what I like. What I find cool about the electrical industry is it's so broad. There's so many different things you can do and go into. You can be wiring houses and doing that and working the hard labor for 5 years or whatever longer. Start your own business. You can change directions and go more low voltage type stuff, or you can change directions and go be an inspector or go do different things, or just, it's just so broad and such a wide variety of things that even after you've been an electrician for 15, 20 years, if you feel like your body's not doing it anymore, there's something you can shift into that is still electrical related.
Yeah. You don't see too many broke down electricians. Like you'll see like framers can only frame for so long.
Yeah.
Concrete guys can only pour concrete for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Roofers can only roof for so long. And then you can see it in their bodies. They don't hinge. They don't move. They're literally broke down. Where you get electricians and they just seem to, they don't seem to break down like the other trades.
Yeah. Work there. Yeah. Till they retire, even if it ends up being a janitor or a school or something like that,
Yeah.
But there's always jobs that electrical
maintenance guy at a hospital,
So as an apprentice, did you guys ever feel like it was dangerous, or have you ever felt like, we get that question a lot too, like how dangerous is it?
Yeah, I try to take care of my guys in the field, and I know we do company wide. We don't ever expect people to push any of their limitations. So I feel that it really is pretty safe. There's times where live work is necessary, and it should always be supervised underneath a skilled, the skilled guy on the crew.
Yeah.
So I feel like as far as not too dangerous, I don't think,
There's like you said, there's definitely things that are dangerous and can be dangerous, but we try to avoid those things or get them set up so we can do them safely, whether it's, setting up scaffolding or get the right kind of lift or making sure the circuit or whatever we're working on is turned off.
Yeah. I've been doing this more than 25 years, and I was trying to think back over all the job site deaths that I know of, like actual deaths, and the majority of them have nothing to do with electricity. It's either get ran over by a track hoe or fell off a 2-story building because the fall protection wasn't in place or something like that. Fell down an elevator shaft. There's only been 3 or 4 instances that I know of on job sites that I've worked on where there's actually been a job site fatality, and none of them had to do with electricity.
Yeah.
Tend to look out for that stuff.
Yeah. We want to be safe. We want to go home.
The commute to work is probably more dangerous than the actual job site.
Definitely.
Yep.
Especially when you're driving with your knee, hauling a trailer,
Yeah.
eating a Maverick hot dog and drinking a Monster.
All at once and shifting.
Yes. Shift. What? I don't know what to do. Shift. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
So through your apprenticeship, what did the schedule look like? What did the day-to-day look like as far as you go to school at nights? Did you do online schooling? Why don't you take that one, Nate?
I went to CEI, or High Tech at the time, so the local school. So I went at nights, did Monday, Wednesdays, and some Tuesday, Thursdays, depending on the year.
So 2 nights a week,
2 nights a
couple
week.
hours a night.
Yeah, max 3 hours a night. So it was good. You know, sometimes work wise we were a little busy through some of that, and
Right.
so it took its toll. But it was always nice to be able to go to school and get warm when
And
it was
you're
cold.
able to
So,
work full time while you're going to school.
yeah, work full time. Was able to provide for the family the whole time while going through school. So
Yeah, which is really beneficial.
it really was. Yep.
So how much student loan debt did you have when you graduated?
0.
0.
Yep.
That's the best part.
And if I would have, it wouldn't have been $8,000. So
Yeah.
Yep.
And pulled full-time wages the whole entire time, getting
whole time.
raises the whole entire time.
Yep. Yeah, just really, you know, kind of built my family throughout that apprenticeship, and it really worked out well for me. So
And I don't know if this was your guys' experience, but for me, it felt like you get all of the actual experience you're going to use in the field from job site to job site. The schooling is really just the technical side, the theory side, why things work the way they do. Basically, how to read your code book. Our code book is huge.
yes.
Our code book is what, I don't know, a couple thousand pages.
Yeah, enough.
Yeah, it's enough, and it grows every 3 years. It gets bigger and bigger because they do code updates. And basically, the schooling is just teaching you how to read that code book, so you know what the rules are, what this wire size is good for this many amps. Because it's when you violate those actual laws is when you can cause fires or danger to the public.
Yeah.
if you violate
Fires
those
or
laws.
somebody getting electrocuted and that type of stuff. And
Yep.
They basically just teach you how to read that code book.
Yep.
And that code book's written in blood. Every single code that's in there either killed somebody or hurt somebody. So there's a reason those rules are in there.
Yep. Which a lot of people have a hard time understanding, you know, going from job to job and, well, I don't want it like that. Well, sorry, but I have to do it this certain way because it's the code and makes things more safe. And,
Yep.
you know, sometimes it's a fight with some people because they don't want it a certain way, but in the end, it is what it is. And we have to do, you know, follow the code and do things, you know, to keep people safe.
That's been our Journeyman series with Synergy Electric. And if you got any questions, go ahead and hit us up. Travis, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate your input.
Yeah, of
Nate,
course.
you guys are absolute workhorses and studs and
Thanks for
great
having us on.
Americans.
Yeah.
Happy to rub shoulders with you.